Your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos back with you once again. Before we dive into the Friday schedule for ComicCon at home, I wanted to bring you some semi-breaking news, because if you don't know, then you should know. Scream Factory has just announced and released the pre-order page for this amazing set. This is the deluxe edition Friday the 13th box set. It includes all 12 films on Blu-ray, some 2K remaster, some 4K remaster. Look alone at this gorgeous collector box right here. I mean, this is worth the price alone, and it is not cheap, I'll be honest. It is not cheap, but it is gorgeous. And not only do you get that box and the movies and that booklet, but this as well. Now, this is only for the first 7,000 pre-orders, and those may be gone by now by the time you see this. This includes that really beautiful, massive Friday the 13th collection poster featuring all the iterations of Jason. It's a lithograph, and then the Friday the 13th 40th anniversary poster of young Jason taking out his first victim. This is a phenomenal film series. I mean, obviously, if you're a fan of horror, you know Jason, and most likely you have a favorite film, and most likely you love them all for what they are and what they mean to the franchise in general. This amazing box set comes with a ton of special features. I'm going to dive into that right now. Here we are on the Shout Factory website, where you may pre-order, if possible by now, the Friday the 13th collection, deluxe edition, with the lithograph and the poster. It is basically $160, but to me that's a hell of a deal for 12 films, and the poster and just the whole packaging is amazing. Let's go over it real quick. Just so you know, special offer here. The order from ShoutFactory.com will get you the exclusive lithograph plus the rolled poster. Additional extras are in progress and will be announced at a later date. I'm going to spare you the synopsis because you know Jason. There's nothing new about Jason, but let me just give you the rundown here on the collection. All 12 films on 16 discs. There is the Friday the 13th collection will come in a rigid slipcase. You get the exclusive 36 by 24 lithograph by Devin Whitehead, who is an amazing artist. He's a good friend of mine. And then exclusive limited edition 24 by 36 Friday the 13th 40th anniversary poster as well. So these are going to be pretty giant posters. These aren't the smaller ones that they normally send. That's awesome. I mean, that frame both of those right next to each other. It looks like, yes, so this was what I was mentioning. Originally, they had set this site for only 1313 posters and lithographs, but to make sure everyone got one for the initial rush, they increased that to 7,000. Hopefully that's still going on by the time you see this. I cannot guarantee it. Right here, the bonus features are quite numerous. I will not go over everything. I'll just kind of scroll through it so you can take a look. The first and the second film available. Looks like disc 3 will have part 2, so I'm guessing the first 2 discs. I'm going to go back a little bit. Yeah, disc 1 and disc 2 will be Friday the 13th, the first one. That's interesting. So, and I believe there's a different cut, and that's why there's 2 discs. Then part 2. Radio spots. I love the radio spots. Oh, new to the set. Okay, good. So that's gonna be a unique edition. Part 3, commentary. Oh, Larry's Journey is gonna do commentary. I love Larry. He was actually, he's a good friend of mine, and Larry was he played Shelley, who basically gave Jason his look. He was the character who had the hockey mask in part 3. He was really great. Oh, Adam Green. There's a commentary with Adam Green and Joe Lynch on what film was this again? Oh, Final Chapter. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's anyone's favorite, but maybe it's their favorite. Interesting. Let's see. Actually, no, I'm sorry. My bad. Final Chapter is the best one. I'm getting them confused. Final Chapter is a phenomenal film. I'm thinking of A New Beginning. That's the one that not many people enjoy. However, it looks like Adam Green and Joe Lynch do a commentary for that as well, with a Vintage Fangoria magazine article as Blu-ray, DVD, ROM. Interesting. Let's see. Jason Lives. That's my personal favorite. I really enjoy that film. Another commentary from Adam Green and Joe Lynch. Looks like there's a whole bunch of features here. Another vintage Fangoria article as a ROM. New Blood, that's another one of my favorites. Commentary with John Carl Buechler, the director, and of course Kane Hodder, Jason himself. And another commentary with Buechler and Lar Park Lincoln. That's cool. And Kane Hodder, so he comes back for 2 commentaries. Oh, great. What else? Another magazine article. And then part 8 is fun for what it is. It's generally not my favorite. But look, there's a gag reel. That's interesting. I don't think I noticed that in any other before. There's a gag reel for part 8. Jason Goes to Hell, certainly a strange one, but a really fun film. Looks like a new 2K scan. Interviews and commentary with the director and the screenwriter. And there's the EPK, that's new to this set. Jason X, that was a fun one. I really enjoyed that film. And commentaries with the writer. Unfortunately, the director passed away. I believe Jim Isaac passed away. This may be an old commentary, but I believe he did pass away, sadly. By Any Means Necessary, The Making of Jason X, indeed. And then, of course, amazingly enough, we get Freddy vs. Jason, commentary by Ronnie Yu. 21 deleted scenes, that's insane. Let's see, a visit to Camp Hack and Slash, pre-fight press conference at Bally's Casino in Las Vegas. Oh, okay, that's cool. I would love to see that. Disc 14 has the remake, Friday the 13th, 2009, which I didn't hate, actually. I actually really enjoyed that movie. Additional slashed scenes and the best 7 kills. And then Disc 15 will have bonus disc, as bonus disc 1, a new interview with Harry Manfredini. Secrets galore behind the gore. Crystal Lake Victims Tell All. And a ton that will be announced shortly. And then the last disc, bonus disc 2, will have Scream Queens, Horror Heroines Exposed, including interviews with Adrian King and Melanie Kinnaman. That's a 78-minute documentary. That's amazing. And then another 75-minute documentary, Slice and Dice, the slasher film Forever. That, with including interviews with Corey Feldman and John Carl Buechler. Oh, that's awesome. So we're going to get 2 horror documentaries on that bonus disc. That is also more bang for your buck. And then, of course, there's 21 hours altogether, 22 almost, Region A, and that all sounds amazing. So, that being said, my friends, if you didn't know about this, if you're at all interested in Jason, in the Friday the 13th franchise, then I suggest you run out and pre-order this amazing box set. And now let's continue with the ComicCon at Home schedule. Let's talk Friday, July 24th. Starting at 10 a.m., a ton of stuff lined up here. The first one that caught my eye was Charlize Theron, Evolution of a Badass, an Action Hero Career Retrospective. I wonder if she's going to be a guest. Let's see. Actress and producer Charlize Theron reflects on portraying over 2 decades of action heroes, from Aeon Flux to Old Guard's Andromache, Mad Max Fury Road's Furiosa to Atomic Blonde's Lorraine Broughton. In a lengthy retrospective Q&A moderated by Terry Schwartz, Theron discusses the evolution of the modern female action hero, the roles that inspired her, and what drives her to constantly push her limits with fight training. Well, that's cool. We'll get to spend some time with Charlize Theron. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's see, HBO Max, Cartoon Network Studios Collection. Again, I will provide the link below for you guys to look at this closely. If you see anything else you'd like to read in detail, feel free to follow the link, but stay for the rest of the video before you do so. Entertainment is Female, Conversation with Hollywood Executives, HBO Max and Cartoon Network Studios, Adventure Time's new show. Nothing else jumped out at me from that section. Fear the Walking Dead, I don't watch Fear the Walking Dead. If you do, I'm glad. I'm glad you get some enjoyment out of that show. It doesn't really do anything for me. But speaking of zombies and coronavirus, planning for the next big outbreak, did get my attention. Let's take a look at this one. It's at 1 p.m. Ever wonder how we can translate what we've learned from our recent pandemic challenges into dealing with the next unknown, even the zombie apocalypse? Join author Max Brooks, biodefense expert Dr. Greg Koblenz, Dr. G.G. Gronval, there's a lot of doctors here. I'm just going to say, and a whole bunch of guests for an engaging and entertaining discussion of how we could prepare for what comes next in the realm of infectious disease. That could be great for the writers out there who want to have some medical knowledge and maybe write the next Michael Crichton type book. That could be a very interesting panel. Indeed. 1 p.m., the other thing that, again, Walking Dead I sort of gave up after season 3. The other thing that caught my eye is From Idea to Hired, books, TV, film, and comics. Let's take a look at this at 2 p.m. Agents, managers, and book editors come together to answer questions about how to take your writing career from the blank page to sold. They'll answer questions about writing the breakout project, getting representation, what it takes to sell a book to film, industry scoop, and more. Moderated by a whole bunch of people. This sounds like a really good insider panel for somebody who wants to get an agent and potentially sell an idea. Now, the next one right under that, Harryhausen, is happening at the same time, so I'll have to pick which one I watch first, and most likely I'll watch Harryhausen, Into the Ray Harryhausen Archives first. 2020 marks what would have been legendary animator Ray Harryhausen's 100th birthday. That's amazing. To mark this occasion, the Ray and Diana Harryhausen Foundation presented an exclusive look into the incredible collection, which was gathered over a lifetime of creativity. Join Ray's daughters, Vanessa Harryhausen, John Wash, Foundation trustee, Connor Henney, for a chance to get close to some of Ray's most iconic creations, as the three share memories and secrets from the archive, celebrating a century of magic. That is phenomenal. I'm definitely going to be watching that. Let's see. Draw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Avatar, Legacy continuing. Nothing really jumps out at me. I'm not sure what AMC The Walking Dead World Beyond is, but not necessarily interested at the moment. Psychology of Star Trek versus Star Wars. 12-Ounce Mouse from Adult Swim. 3 p.m. First look at Hulu's Hellstrom. I'm not interested in that. Latin American Horror Cinema 2. Sometimes they come back. You know what? I didn't select that, but I'm gonna mark that down and let's go check that out real quick. Let's see what that is. Once again, you can join some of Latin America's hottest horror directors to discuss how they bring a new brand of fear to the U.S. screens. Alejandro Brujes, he directed the film Juan of the Dead, which is a fantastic movie. Isa Lopez, Demian Rugna, Isaac Isbang, Gigi Sol Guerrero, and moderated by Sebastian Fink. Okay, so a lot of basically Latino horror directors talking horror. That could be a lot of fun. It's definitely on the list. Nothing else jumps out at me. Bob's Burgers, I'm not a huge fan. I've watched a couple episodes here and there. I don't hate it, but it doesn't jump out at me. Next one here, Viz, a haunting conversation with Junji Ito, who is my favorite manga author. His stuff is phenomenal. If you guys like horror, I recommend looking up Junji Ito stuff. From the depths of your nightmares to your screen, Viz and ComicCon conjure Junji Ito. Junji Ito is the master of horror manga, indeed. The Eisner-winning creator of Frankenstein, Junji Ito Story Collection, and creator of Uzumaki. By the way, Uzumaki is phenomenal. And it's going to be an upcoming anime from Production IG. It's going to be on Adult Swim. Really great friggin' manga. I 100% recommend it. It's phenomenal. Join us in a creepy conversation across the Pacific to dig into the depths of his brain and pull out the answers everyone's been waiting for. That's going to be interesting because he doesn't speak English, so it's going to be just going to be a translator. So that might be kind of an awkward panel, but still, spend some time with the master of horror manga. Yes, please. Now, Joss Whedon, I'm not interested in whatsoever, but Deep Blue Sea 3, I am interested in, only because I love the first one, and my son is a big shark fan, and we watched part 2, which wasn't terrible, but not as good as the first one. But we're shocked that there's a part 3. So let's read it here. New discoveries and dangerous predators emerge in the middle of the ocean in Warner Brothers Home Entertainment's highly anticipated feature film, Deep Blue Sea 3, the follow-up to the breakout success of Deep Blue Sea 2. I can't believe that was a breakout success, but okay. Deep Blue Sea 3 will be the hot topic of discussion between an esteemed group of panelists, including members of the cast, and Sharknado franchise director Anthony Ferrante will moderate the panel, which will include tantalizing clips from the upcoming film. Deep Blue Sea 3, the next feature-length installment of the franchise, is set for digital release July 28th. So that's really right around the corner. And then the Blu-ray combo pack will be out August 25th. Okay, so yeah, July 28th, right after Comic-Con, you'll be able to see Deep Blue Sea 3. But if you want to see more about it, the panel is there. And then, of course, a no-brainer right here, The Living Dead, celebrating the legacy of George Romero. George Romero invented the modern zombie with Night of the Living Dead, creating a monster that has become a key part of pop culture. Unfortunately, when he died, his last epic story was incomplete, Enter Daniel Krauss, co-author with Guillermo del Toro of the New York Times bestseller The Shape of Water, and many other works of horror and suspense. A lifelong Romero fan, Krauss was honored to be asked by Romero's widow to complete The Living Dead. The Living Dead will be released from tour in August, but come join Krauss, Romero's widow, and moderator Richard Newby for a sneak peek as they discuss the book and the legacy of George A. Romero. So, and you can pre-order the book. It says you follow the link below. You get a special poster when you pre-order the book. That's interesting because Romero was not a novelist, so I don't know how he would have an unfinished novel. Or maybe he did. Well, we'll have to look at the panel and see how that works out. 6 p.m., nothing jumps out at me right now. And then, last but not least, 7 p.m. is the 32nd Annual Will Eisner Comic Industry Awards. These are the Oscars of the comic industry, and they honor comic creators and their works in 32 categories, including the Will Eisner Hall of Fame, hosted by Phil Lamar, the voice actor and comedian known for roles in animated series including Green Lanterns, Jon Stewart, and Ed Reese in Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited, Hermes Conrad in Futurama. Basically, he's in a whole bunch of animated shows, and he does voices, and he's also from Mad TV, which is, Mad TV, I'm pretty sure that's him. His film and TV acting credits include Pulp Fiction, Free Enterprise, Veep, Get Shorty, and Supergirl. The recipient of the 2020 Bob Clampett Humanitarian Award will be announced. So basically, this is an award show for comics. It is the Oscars, and that's kind of a really fun way to close out Friday. And tomorrow, on the next video, we'll be discussing Saturday, July 25th, so you'll have to wait and see what comes then. But for now, thank you for joining me. This has been your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos. I appreciate you spending time with me. I hope you are as excited about ComicCon at home as I am. If you enjoyed this content, please, I would appreciate a like. That's very kind of you. If you're new here, subscribe. We're going to have some fun. That's a guarantee.